This free acrylic tutorial is being brought to you by the Ginger Cook Academy of Fine Art and Acrylic Painting, and contributions from caring viewers like you. Now, on with the show. And now, without further ado, I have the distinguished honor and privilege of presenting to you the Queen of Color, the Mother of Artists, globally acclaimed, award-winning master acrylic artist, and the star of our show, Ginger Cook, as she once again mesmerizes her audience with the daring do's and don'ts of painting with acrylics.
Hi, you guys. This is Ginger Cook. Hi.
Sweet!
I did it on time. I think we timed this right.
Oh, I'm telling you. Well, at least it looked good on my silent.
It's been a while since we've done a live show. As you know, John and I have been traveling. This is how we want to spend our golden years.
Golden? Silver, baby.
Silver. Oh, yeah.
Silver fox.
Okay. Anyway, this is how we want to spend our time, finding new, exciting places to paint and be inspired by the world and bring the world back to you. So one of the things that we're going to be doing today is talking about complementary colors and why certain paintings and certain pictures just kind of touch your heart. They make you just almost like looking at a cake frosting or something. You're going, oh my gosh, that's so wonderful. And others are nice, but they just, and you acknowledge they're nice and they're well done, but they don't reach out and grab you. And a lot of that is your color choices, complementary colors. And so people say, well, how will I ever learn the complementary colors? And I'm going to show you a fast, easy cheat sheet. We'll just give you a cheat sheet on how to do that.
Isn't that called a color wheel?
Yes, John, it's the color wheel. But don't interrupt. I had this whole thing going here. So it's a color wheel. We're going to show you that because the thing is, you don't have to, everybody talks about tertiary colors and secondary colors and all this nonsense, and that's not that it isn't good to know, but a lot of people's, their minds just go, like an elevator, just shut down, right? We don't want to do any of that. We're going to just spell this out, make it simple, and then I'm going to tell you some simple things to know about, brush direction in your painting. I had, for instance, some of you don't know this, but we have an Academy of Fine Art and Acrylic Painting with over 300 really involved, in-depth acrylic tutorials where just my voice is talking to the video. And we start with very beginning, never painted a thing in your life. We go all the way up to a box of cookie lessons. And we took the cookie because of Ginger Cook and the cookies. We thought that was fun. One cookie means it's very beginner, very simple. Box of cookies means OMG. You really want me to paint this, right? And so, but
Are you crazy?
But we have so much, and every week, or pretty much on a weekly basis, or at least 4 times a month, we add more videos to those lessons, as well as putting up new things on YouTube. YouTube's we try to keep in the 1 and 2 cookie, and but you want the more explanation, the more in depth, the actual training. We invite you to check out our Art Academy. But that being said, then,
where's our Art Academy at?
Our Art Academy. Oh, good thought, John. Our Art Academy is at gingercooklive.gallery.
gingercooklive.gallery.
That's where it is. So those are good things to know. We mentioned this because some people had no idea we even had that. So
that was some fun stats. We're going to go over those a little later.
Okay, well, let's do that because we were just polling people. What do you know? But even people who have been in my academy for a couple of years, one of the things that I see that's across the board, because I see this not just with Academy members, but with the paintings I see in our Facebook club, because on Wednesdays and Saturdays, just people post whatever. And the brush direction people don't realize how important that is. So we're going to cover that today too. So John, if you would be so kind, I know you're busy over there on some other computer, but if you'd be so kind as to bring the...
the bear could do a little work around here,
That's true.
It wouldn't hurt him.
Somebody... Whoever you want to delegate for this could absolutely bring the camera back down to the table.
The hammer?
The camera?
Did you say camera or hammer?
I said camera.
Okay.
You have earphones on. It's a wonder you can hear anything.
You would think I would know something's going on, wouldn't you? I'm just checking the audio because the audio was all changed when we did our touring. We took our stuff with us, and
yeah. So if the audience, we have a live audience. You guys, tell us about the audio.
We have a live audience. You're assuming they're live.
Well, there are people that are watching us as I speak. That's what we mean by a live audience, John, as opposed to people who watch this video tomorrow, in which case that won't be a live audience, but we will do another video live tomorrow night.
Oh, will we? When?
7:30
p.m. Central Time.
Central Time, yeah, that's
You know,
good.
these are segues for promoting yourself. Plugs.
I know, but it's hard. I get so wrapped up in the stuff that it's hard to sit there and I need other people to promote. You guys, help me out here. Just run all over the internet and say, you should watch Ginger cook. She's awesome. Then I won't have to do it. Thank you very much. I thank you in advance for that. And be sure.
Thank you for your continued support.
And be sure to subscribe to our channel. Okay, you can see. Don't you think vacations help? Look how rested and everybody looks, right?
Okay, there's just the four of us in here.
Oh, I look rested. I think.
Yeah, I think you look great.
But I didn't stay up till 3 a.m. like you do.
No, some of us
stays up till 3 a.m. every night. I sit there and say, "Well, that's it. I'm done. I'm just hitting."
Yeah, what? 10 o'clock? I'm gone. I'm out of here.
I got it. This is it. Anyway, we're back down to this painting. Do you see these beautiful? I like to call these jewel tone colors, like the colors of jewels. All right. Somebody wants to see the engagement ring, so we're going to show you, right? And I want to just take it off and let you see it. It's really cool. And do you see how the emeralds, and these are real emeralds. We got this in Colombia. If you haven't watched the video on how John, got this for me and then turned out to be an engagement ring, it's also awesome. But you see the emeralds in the green, so that sort of inspired that. But the emerald green.
Wait a minute, you got engaged?
Yeah,
Was I there?
Did you have a little senior moment here and you forgot?
I didn't realize that happened.
I know.
Have you set a date yet?
No, we haven't set a date yet. Did you not remember that either? But it's going to be on a cruise ship.
We can guarantee that.
Yeah, and not in the next few months. So
No, we're thinking
at least probably in 12 months or something. We need time to plan. All right. So see this kind of this green on the color wheel. It's not quite the emerald green, but it's opposite orange. And turquoise is opposite a lighter orange. Green's opposite red, and turquoise is opposite orange. And this emerald green is sort of a combination of these two greens. And so we've got the orange sand, and that's why it just pops, okay? It literally pops, these colors, because we picked those two. And anytime, if you'll notice that, like football people, I'd say football people, like the people that design uniforms for the big major football teams.
Not
those
the actual
guys,
football
those
players.
Designers, not the players, but the the people that design the uniforms. They really there's a reason why you'll see purple and gold. Because these are colors that automatically people are drawn to. And anyway, so that's just take a color wheel sometime with you. Just take a picture of it, put it in your phone, and try to look at how many times you'll see where advertisers have used complementary colors to catch your attention. So here's something you probably didn't know. When all else fails and they don't know how to get your attention, this is a little secret. If they've got a new brand of something and they have no idea whether you're going to buy it or not, they'll make it red. For apparently we're all just like
bulbs. Red,
I must have red. So anyway, just a little side point. But YouTube red, yes, okay. So Art Chipper red brushes, yes, okay. YouTube red. So now we've got this picture, and it's in this frame. Do you see this little frame? Jerry's Artorama sells these frames. I got this some time ago, and I actually have a video on how to take a little canvas sheet like this and frame it. And it's actually, I'll put an eye link to that later on today in the video. This was my little froggy I did some time ago. This was one of our academy lessons, and I actually show you, probably more of show you how not to do it than how to do it. But that's all important
But it was
stuff
very
too.
humorous.
And it's probably one of the funniest videos we've ever done. It's certainly, I teach painting. This isn't a workshop class, and me and tools are hysterical, So
Same with
anyway,
numbers.
and I'm just really bad with directions too. So that's a fun video if you haven't seen it. So what we've done, I'll put this down here. What we've got is this little 6x8 canvas. And these are Paramount canvas sheets. Somebody in the UK wrote me the other day and said, can't really get those. What do you suggest? You can buy by the yard, pre-gessoed in a lot of art stores, just canvas. And you can cut it up, at whatever size you want. And that's pretty inexpensive if you do the math on it. And also, somebody said, well, can I use canvas paper? If you're going to use canvas paper, I'm going to suggest you use like a brush on varnish and varnish the paper and let that dry so you have a better surface to paint on. It'll mimic more of the canvas, but sure you can. So these are some of the, whenever we have leftover paint, we paint these. I'm looking at different colors. Any of these colors would work as a background for this picture, okay? Kind of either in the red browns or the golds. I think I'll just pick this gold one just for no other reason than I just felt like it. How's that? But I could have used the others too. And I'll put a little piece of paper under this so that we don't paint over the edge. And incidentally, the back of those, you know, how you mount a picture like this is the back of these, you get 10 sheets to one of those Paramount tablets, and it's easy enough to just kind of, you know, use a double stick tape. And what you do is you just do it on 3 sides and at the bottom, and you know, like that, and then we'll mount it to like a little stiff cardboard. One time I had a framer cut me all kinds of 6x8 foam core too. That works. Foam core's cheap and it works. And if you had an X-Acto knife, and we're pretty good with the ruler, you probably could cut your own. So they're just little things people say, what can you do? And I'll tell you why. Everybody says, I'll just do this 16x20. You know what? Do it small first. And the reason we say that is that get the feel of it first. Painting gets expensive when you start to use heavy body paints and you start to go big. Best to get it down first. So that being said, do you have any questions for the audience before we go on here, John?
No.
No. Do we have anybody out there?
No.
Nobody's here?
Nobody's here. I can't tell.
He can't tell. I'm just putting John on the spot.
343.
So somebody has, 343 people are watching, but nobody's got a question?
Well, you know, I'm still setting up over here.
Okay. If you ever have a question, never, you know, we always have a contact us. Maybe I can answer it on the next thing. All right. So here we go. Now
we'll get there. We'll get there.
We're going to get there. So I'm going to go up about 3 inches. That's handy from the side here, like that. And I'll just take a piece of chalk here so you can see it easily. Put a mark there, right? And then I think this is like an inch, yeah, about like yay, right? Now here's the trick with you guys. Don't do a line like that. Don't curve it. If you have a line like that, right? All right, let's say we have a line like that. Let's do something like this then. Zigzag it. You know, make your little line and then zigzag it, right? Then come up about 3 fingers, put a mark there, about a finger here. Just kind of angle this one down here like this. There. Angle this wave. Then I want to come up, let's see, where's my sky going to be? My sky's going to be 1 inch 3/4 from the top, which is about there. And this is where I like triangles or T-squares. When you have something like this, you line up this side of the little T-squarey thing to just where your mark is and make sure that it's flat flush against the side of your canvas. So then when you go do this, see, you got a straight line. You don't have to sweat it too much. Like that. Yeah, that works. There you go. So now that's how you drew that in. That was pretty simple, right?
Okay, now that you've asked for questions, I got one for you.
Yeah, okay, good.
I got to find it. Oh, here we go. Denise wants to know, what is the difference between tint and pure color and low intensities?
Okay. I don't know. That's too broad a question, Denise. You know, for this show. Sorry, that's too broad a question for this show. Tint and look. You know, heavy body paint. I will tell you how much opacity. The opacity is how thick. You know, you can't see through it, right? So, for instance, like translucent mixing white, right? You can see through, and it's a white you can see through. Where titanium you can't. And a lot of times, your cheaper paints, your cheaper student grade paints will not have enough pigment in them to really cover well, and it requires several coats, right? You know, they've got, you know, so I would just look it up. That's the best I can give you, you know. So I don't want to give you the wrong answer, because I don't really, you know, I just deal with the paints I deal with. I don't fool around with the cheap stuff, and I don't fool around with, you know, we start off with heavy body paints. and we start off with translucent paints. Like for instance, this paint right here, Holbein Quasitine Gold, is like a glaze. It's a translucent color, okay? Certain
Great
colors
color.
can be more translucent than others, okay? And that's on the paint tube. So,
Hey, we'd like to thank Jeannie for the donation. You guys are a blast. I want for breakfast what you guys had. She had
Oh.
oatmeal and I had my smoothie drink stuff.
yeah, John drinks some sort of smoothie stuff, and I had oatmeal for breakfast and coffee.
Oh, see, the coffee.
Okay, and I have to show you, I got the neatest thing. I'm on a full cup of coffee. Do you ever do this? I'm one of these people, I like my coffee hot, you know? So I'll sit down with a cup of coffee, and I'll have about 4 or 5 sips of it, and I'm doing stuff, right? And then what happens is, I'm going to put my paint out while I tell you my coffee woes, and then I'm painting, and then or doing something, and then the coffee's cold, so then I go get another cup, because I'm microwaving it just screws it up. So I go get another cup, and then I could go through 4. Someone says, you drink a lot of coffee a day. I really don't. I just go through 4 or 5 cups to get 1 cup of coffee. That is the temperature. So for Christmas this year, Santa Claus brought me the perfect all-time coffee cup. Never seen anything like it. In fact, I liked it so well, I told my daughter Cinnamon about it, and she bought John one for his birthday, which was the New Year's. And he's going around telling her, haha, my coffee's hot, so sorry yours is not, because it's got a computer chip in it. The coffee cup talks to you. I'll have to show it you next time. Talks to you.
It keeps it hot.
Keeps it hot. You tell it, it links to your phone. You tell it the temperature you want, and it will keep it there for 2 hours. The battery's good for 2 hours, or if you leave it on the stand all day. So I actually find I'm drinking far less coffee because that one.
Well, you're still drinking the same amount of coffee, but you're only using 1 little pod instead of 5.
Yeah, 1 little K-pod instead of 5. Yeah, so it's really and then our good friend. It turned out our good friend. So I was telling other people about it. My good friend Becky ended up with one, and she got one too. And that was so cool. She says it's her favorite thing because that's her pet peeve too, is not having warm coffee. So nobody's plugging. And then you say, what kind of coffee cup is it? It's they're called Embers, EMBER, Ember coffee cups, and they're sold. You can buy them on Amazon. They're on I guess at Starbucks stores, and you can get the travel mug or the cup, and they're not inexpensive.
That's a nice way to put it.
However, they do work. They really work. They're sort of they really work, and I figured out. I think they pay for themselves in a year just by the coffee you're not dumping out.
Yeah, I think so too.
Because you're really not dumping out. And I actually find that once I've had the coffee at the right temperature, 1 cup is fine. It's really fun. I don't feel the need to go grab more coffee. So I'm putting out some colors here. So both blues, ultramarine blue, phthalo blue. We're going to be using phthalo green. That's a really good color for this. Oceans, when you're doing water, phthalo green's a good color. Where I want to use this something called, this is the Holbein, what they call quadrichrome gold. You could do Australian sienna or azo gold from Golden, and if you didn't have any of that, then I would just say use burnt sienna and maybe a little cad red medium in yellow and kind of keep it kind of thin. You could kind of come up with something kind of close. These are just nice glazing. These are what you call glazing colors,
Okay.
So I don't know about tinting colors, but they're definitely glazing colors. So So
another question for you.
Yeah.
Sandra's going to be traveling by air and wants to know, how should I pack my paints and materials?
Well, you can't take them on the plane with you as a carry-on. You've got to put them in
You
your
would
suitcase.
drive TSA nuts.
Yeah, you can't. You can't do that. Good luck getting the shampoo on anymore. In fact, what you can't carry on what you can't pack in your suitcase anymore are lithium batteries, right? Or you can't carry them on.
No, you can't. You can't put. You're not supposed to put them in your suitcases. That gets still. You carry on. All lithiums are supposed to be carried on.
And so that's more of a problem than the paint. Paint just Ziploc bags, put them in your suitcase. And carry them on. I always put everything in Ziploc bags.
Just in case.
Yeah, that's a just in case for sure. And
Never had a
you
problem.
can take those small. I like to separate them into colors.
Color
You could
groups.
tuck them inside shoes and stuff like that. Those kinds of things.
Put them inside your Crocs.
In your Crocs, yeah. Phthalo blue. All right, have that. And then the white we're going to be using today is called antique white. If you don't have that, then I'm going to suggest you use buff titanium. And if you don't have that, I'm going to just use a little bit of white and a little bit of yellow oxide, and make sort of a kind of a warm white, right? This is what you'd call a warm white, and I'll show you how to make that if you don't have it. This is a color by Matisse, and no one else calls it that.
When he tells us that Golden has a printout for you that will explain the paint properties for the TSA. So even if you put it in your bags, you should have that printout and just have it in the bag with the printout, so when they go through your bags, they know what the stuff is and they don't go,
Okay,
go
what do
crazy.
you mean by TSA? What does that mean?
The TSA people, Travel Security Administration.
All right, so see, I know that made sense to you. So
I'm
now,
sorry.
Here's what he said.
Let's translate this. Let's take this to a non-sock folder translation.
That's how apparently there are people that rummage through your luggage when you go to the airport. They want to see what you've got in there. Rummage, right? So they're called TSA people, or what?
Travel Security Administration, I think.
Travel Security Administration. So that's the acronym for that TSA. So
I think. I don't know.
John doesn't know. He just made this up. So Golden,
Echo.
if you go to their website, has
What does TSA stand for?
TSA is an abbreviation of Theater Storage Area.
What? John's asking.
Transportation Security Administration.
See, he was right. Transportation Security Administration. So Golden has this sheet which you should print out and put with your paints.
Have we done that? No.
We've never done that. But, it's good to do the right thing, right? Did you know the other thing, too, is that you should have in your luggage is a copy of your passport printed out in your luggage somewhere different from where you carry your passport. In case you ever were to lose your passport, then you would have a place that, you got to know those things. Those little travel tips, right?
I threw mine in the cloud.
Well, John put his in the cloud, but sometimes you need to show people. I don't know. They always said to put one in your suitcase. Just a thought, right?
Have we done that?
We've never done that either. But I'm just, look, one can know how to do stuff without actually doing it. Don't you think so? And how about a little burn on bird? Just taking a little while to paint this thing. You guys don't care, do you? Right? We're just having fun. I'm glad you joined us for a Sunday afternoon. We'll get going with here. I know my daughter's coming on it too, so we'll get going on here.
Oh, we got plenty of time. Got an hour and a half to go.
Hour and a half to go. So this won't take long.
This is a 10-minute painting. Hey, Susan just bought some paint on sale. How long will it last if it's not opened?
Depends on the paint. I've had some paint from Utrecht that I've had for 20 years, 30 years maybe. And other stuff I bought like 4 or 5 years ago. It's worthless.
Yeah.
God, who knows? But
and also the colors matter. Like that burnt umber really gets yucky.
Yeah, it depends on the color too. This is a zinc white from Golden, and and if you can, I didn't do it, but again, I can tell you what you should do when you buy a jar. And who knows how old this is? Write the date and a Sharpie up on that. You know what really goes bad is your tape, your artist tape. Try to use the oldest stuff first, because the older it is, you kind of write when you bought it on the inside here, okay? Because the older it gets, the stickier it gets.
And there's a residue behind. Yeah.
And then sometimes, and the only reason you do artist tape, for instance, let me just give you a quick demonstration, is so that when you put it on like this, you can pull it off, and there's no paint with it. Okay, that's why it's called artist tape. It doesn't take the paint with you. But the stickier it gets, it's a little bit like Russian roulette. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. It's not. Anyway, use your tape up first. Is that helpful?
It is.
And then try to use it. Try to just to go from the oldest to the newest. You do that with your food, right?
Well, you're supposed to.
You're supposed to.
We know some people that don't do that.
We know, but not me. But we have some other people that we know that don't do that, who shall be
nameless.
Nameless.
Hey, how do you keep your paint on the palette from drying out as you paint?
Well, notice the size of the little blobs I'm putting on.
And also they're blobs.
They're little blobs. I'm putting out enough, and that's why we end up with extra paint when we're done. It's because I put out enough, like about a Hershey's Kiss amount of paint out there. If you don't, you could mist it they have state wet palettes. One gal in Colorado, which was really clever, she bought a humidifier and just set it next to her easel. And I think she had one on each side of the easel. But you certainly could put a little humidifier, you know, those kind, a small one. You know, they're like incense things.
Yeah, they're the incense.
They're the incense burner without the incense.
No, wait a minute.
They're not a burner.
No,
they're
it's the oil.
oil essence-y thing.
Aromatherapy.
Aromatherapy.
Those
that
guys.
Was it. and they you know, you could get something that's not very big.
Yeah, they're
and plug
small.
it in and just have a little mist coming out over your paint. That's clever, isn't it? I mean, I never would have thought of that. So there you go. So let me get these little colored pencils out of the way. Now, for those of you who are sitting saying, you know, I don't know about oceans, we do something called a wave and water masterclass.
We do.
And we focus totally on
Wave, water, and...
wave and water, right? But let me just get a few canvases here. But that being said, we also have some pretty nice videos on YouTube on water. This is one of our most successful ones. And this is called, what? I've forgotten already. What do we call this one? Beach walk or, I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know, but it's a good title.
I don't know. That would have been it. Beach walk. What? I don't know. But anyway, this is another one. And again, what would happen if you painted it in these colors?
It'd be different.
This
It'd be
is
cool.
more of a, again, here's the thing. If you were painting the Atlantic Ocean, you wouldn't put it in jewel tones because obviously they don't have that color water up there, you know. The deep, you know, this screams Caribbean. This is from our trip. This screams Caribbean. This is more probably an East Coast painting. So, or you know, maybe you know, Atlantic Ocean, different time, winter maybe.
That's what it looks like.
You know, probably more of a winter painting with the dried grass. Think about
Early
the time
fall.
of year. You've got to think about the time of year when you're painting something because the color of your water makes the difference, right? I had to show you that because we actually have a playlist on YouTube that's water paintings if you like doing water paintings. Okay, so had to just share that with you while I was thinking about it. All right, let's grab a brush and start with the sky. Now the sky is ultramarine blue, and that's a nice contrast. Let's see, you can go back in your pen. So what brush am I going to do? I feel like Goldilocks here. This is the right brush. I don't want that one.
Jesse's asking, can you give me some good advice on a spray varnish? What brand and kind is best?
Spray varnish I cannot because I rarely use it, but you want to make sure it's for acrylics. I use, for 99% of the time, we use Liquitex gloss medium and varnish. But you know, here's where spray varnish can be very helpful. And everybody should have at least one can of it, just on general principle. Because if you've got a very elaborate drawing, like out of, particularly if you've used you know, dark colored chalk that's going to interfere and color your piece, if you'll do a quick spray varnish, seal that chalk down there so that it doesn't mix, the color doesn't mix with your paint. That's why, you know, you always saw people where they would just paint, you know, draw with charcoal. Well, that's fine if you're doing a pencil sketch, but you paint over that and that black is going to mix with everything you've got and make a hot mess.
And I would probably use a matte.
Yeah, probably a matte varnish, spray varnish.
So it still has a tooth for the acrylic to
yeah,
bind
just for
to.
the acrylic, just to kind of seal it. So if you had, for instance, you know, a good example would be that if you're drawing a clipper ship and you had a lot of fine lines and you really didn't want to lose all those little lines, you needed them to really get it right. And it doesn't, you know, then that would be a good time to have spray varnish. Or if you've got something with a lot of texture, really high texture, that's very tricky to get into the crevices.
Well, you like a
and not
lot
make
of your
puddles.
impasto paintings
Impasto
look really
painting.
thick.
So spray varnish works with that. I actually like to use a little bit of a gloss medium when I use impasto.
Yes, you do.
And then that's like I've varnished it. So, okay. All right, that being said,
Are we going to painting?
I'm going to use, what painting? What?
Are we going to start painting yet?
We're going to start painting. This is a number 8 silver art Sherpa.
Looks like a filbert.
No, it's cat's tongue.
Okay, that's a filbert.
Well, no, I think it's different than that. The way
Really?
it's the way she's got it.
She looks like she has more of a point.
It's more of a point, and it's a little tapered a little bit. But you could also use a angle brush like this. Doesn't have to be this. I just grabbed this one. Could use a bright brush. I just grabbed this. It was sitting here. It was pretty. It was red. Squirrel, red. Ooh, red. Now I'm going to dampen the brush But, you know, and I got to say that, for instance, I don't use a lot of water in my painting. So if you're watching a lot of different artists on YouTube, all of us have different styles. And you're going, the biggest thing I see people say, I can't get the paint to cover right. Water, if you use a lot of water with the style that I teach you how to paint, it's not going to be real as effective. So we're going to start off with a little bit of this antique white and a little bit of this ultramarine blue. Let's see. Now, I've got a light pile here, so I'm not going to go into the middle of this like cookie dough. I'm going to come over here and, all right, so now I want that a little bit lighter, but see, I creep up on the side of it. That's about the color I want. I'm going to come across here like this, and that still seems a little bright. So I want to tone that down. So I could put, I've got some choices. I could actually put some magenta in that, you know, because I never write down the colors I use when I paint anything, so I could tell you. Here, let's put a little magenta in that, see what it did. Yeah, that's nice, with probably a little bit of brown in it. Let's try that.
Yeah, that brown is burnt umber.
The brown is burnt umber. So now we go, okay, so that toned that down. I want a little more blue. Okay. It's a little bit purpler than I want. Let's try a little phthalo in there. Okay, I'll get this color just the way I want it. Here, a little bit of phthalo in there. Mix right on the canvas, right? Now let's take a little bit more of this color and just come on down here like that and blend that out. Now, I want to make sure I'm going all the way across. There we go, blend that out. And I want a little bit darker at the top and a little lighter at the bottom. Okay, so far so good, yeah? Now what I'm going to do is just use a little bit of this antique white while this is still wet. Use the side of my brush, ready? Barely touch it. And I'm going to just make some clouds. Just put it on the side of your brush. Barely touch this. Just make some clouds along here. Little fog bank, yeah? Okay. Now I've gone a little bit lower in my water, but that doesn't matter. I can put my water back. I think I want a little cloud up here. Here we go. Just a little bit of a cloud. Barely touch it. Okay. Now, moving on.
Okay, we have Sue, who happens to have gotten some Holbein gouache for Christmas. Do I use acrylic or watercolor brush for this paint? And my question is it the acrylic or regular gouache?
I don't know. I've never bought Holbein gouache. It's probably watercolor gouache. I don't know they make an acrylic gouache.
Yeah, they do.
They do? Mm-hmm. It would say on it what it was.
It says acryl. Theirs is called acryl. I have some.
It's called Krill?
Acryl.
So if it's acrylic, it's going to say acryl on the thing.
Yeah.
Depends what you're doing. I've been using just regular, with our gouache. We've got a couple videos on how to do gouache, and I've been just using our regular
acrylic brushes.
Acrylic brushes with it. Yeah, I like it.
They'd be fine.
All right, so I want to come up here.
Oh, it's a diffuser. That's what they call those.
Diffusers? Yeah, okay. Yeah, but that's a good idea because, in fact, we should plug one in and try it.
Well, we were supposed to do a lot of things.
I know, but we should do it because I think the idea of a diffuser kind of misting your canvas is not a terrible idea either.
No, I think it's a good idea.
All right, I'm going to see my water line
it's a
here?
Forgotten Romantic Beach. Thank you, Judy.
Thank you. Forgotten Romantic Beach. All right.
How could we forget?
Well, because we, if it wasn't for Judy, we'd name stuff twice. You know what I mean? She'd go, you already have that name. I already have that name.
Oh, she's done that to us.
All right.
And the two of us don't name things the same. When you name them in the lesson, and then I name it something else.
Yeah, and Cinnamon once used to tell me, you shouldn't name anything, Mother. You shouldn't be allowed to name anything. All right, so do you see how I've got this little dark line under here? Yeah? So now that's just the burnt umber. All right? Now I'm going to rinse my brush. And this is still wet. Now let's make some beach color. Here's a little yellow oxide, a little cad red medium. Very little of that, right? Let's come on up here. Too much water. Here. My brushes, I changed colors, so my brush got a little wetter than I want. I'm going to come this way, kind of with my beach sand, and as I cross over here, what I want to do is barely see that dark line with my beach. See, like that? There's my beach color. Okay, a little bit more color in the sand. Just as long as we're painting, right? Just like this.
If you don't have ultramarine blue at the moment, can you mix your own from phthalo blue?
Yeah, it just for years I never had an ultramarine blue. So yeah, just add some red into phthalo blue and see if that doesn't help you a little bit.
We have
Not cad red, but red. Cad red will turn it gray, but red like naphtha, like your
the primary red.
primary red, yeah. All right, so I've gone a little bit oranger here. And I'm kind of layering this beach.
Oh, that's
like
a
that.
pointed filbert
Okay.
that she calls a cat tone.
Okay.
Maria has a question. What is the Academy?
The Academy of our Academy is an online art school, and it comes with personal art coaching. When you get a monthly or annual subscription, you can try us for 1 week for $9.95, and we have over 300 videos that you can watch. Whatever, you can stay up all night till your eyes are going blurry. You could watch. No one will ever do all the videos we have. We have so many. It could take a lifetime. We keep adding to our library, so it's like every day it gets to be a better deal than the day before because our library just expands like, big expansion. But not everybody wants to paint cats. Not everybody wants to paint oceans. Not everybody wants to paint still life. So we have such a variety of ways to explain how to paint, and not everybody paints the same way. For instance, like Bob Ross was a wonderful man, but when you learn to paint with him, you learn how to paint like Bob Ross. Okay, so that's what happens. But when you take art courses from me, we teach you to paint like you. Find your own voice, find your own handwriting, and by trying all kinds of different styles. And there's going to be some you're much better at than others. And if you can't do one, maybe you're not good at Impressionism, but you're very good at photorealism. That doesn't mean that you failed as an artist. It means that that's just kind of like your handwriting. That's just what you gravitate towards. But how would you know till you try all the others? And sometimes if you try a bunch of different ones, you'll come up with unique style, part Impressionism, part photorealism, part abstract, part whatever. It'll be your thing, but you have to have a lot of paintings under your belt to do it. One of our newest paintings in our Academy that we just released this week is called Rainbow Cat Eyes.
Rainbow eyes.
Rainbow eyes, really? Rainbow eyes. The rainbow eyes. Now, I love this painting. It's on a little 8x10 canvas. We try to keep a lot of the lessons small so that you can have time to do them. This would be great big, by the way, at 30 by 40. This would be magnificent. If you like cats, not everybody likes cats. Some people really hate them, right? But I love this painting. This is more. We have lots of different animal paintings. We've got some beautiful cat paintings on YouTube, but even how to do eyes. But this is one of my new favorites. And again, you'd have to be an Academy member to be able to paint that, okay? Last week, we released this video called Michigan House. And again, this is, probably painted more in the Thomas Kincaid style, which is different than the style that this cat's painted. Do you see what I mean? So look at the colors in the eyes and look at the colors in this painting. The palette stays the same. Isn't that interesting? So this is, again, if you were an Academy member or just signed up for a week, you could do this painting. The week before that, just for our Christmas kind of release, we did what we called Trouble the Dog. And this was originally inspired by an artist from England in the mid-1800s. And I love the fact that this dog lived 200 years ago and still we got dogs that look like this today. Don't you think that's neat? And I teach you how to paint that step by step. These are enclosed videos where I'm talking to you. John isn't in any of them. He just is. We do the live show kind of banner with John, but this is just serious stuff. We really teach you how to paint. And I'm telling you what, we have people that have started, never painted before. In 2 years, they're doing master stuff like this. So you can be inspired if you really want to learn to paint. The Academy is the place to do it. And I'm going to say that soon. We will. That got to dry a little bit. Okay, so that would be
What
my
color was that
recommendation.
background on that?
The background was just some sort of yellow oxide, I think, and a little bit of burnt umber. But
That's what I'm thinking it is.
a little bit of burnt sienna and a little yellow oxide, maybe. But any old gold background would have been fine. So all right, so you see this? Let's put our ocean line back. Here's one of the things. The main thing you should know. Listen, key thing. Write this down. Put it on your easel somewhere. Horizon lines on water are level. If you tip them, then the water falls off the planet. Yes. So, Horizon lines are level, so we're going to come back up here, take our little white chalk, and just make sure that we've got to make sure that we're up here about like yay, and say this is where our ocean is going. I can't see that. Well, poo. If I can't see it, I can't paint it. Guess what? Here, you move. Okay, now let's try this again. Okay, so let's try a different color. Let's try blue.
Hey, Eric, we'd like to thank you for the donation. And he says, it's about time you all got back. Welcome back. Thanks, Eric.
I can count on Eric to do the cat eyes big. I know it. Eric does all our videos big. Wait till you see, Eric, you're going to love this. Wait till we tell you see what we're doing tomorrow, right? Excited about this painting. You want to know what we're painting tomorrow?
This is definitely 30 by 40 material.
This is 30 by 5. We're doing it 6 by 8. Where is it? Like this. This is our Dalton Abbey window. Do you love it?
No.
Dalton Abbey.
Not Dalton Abbey. We did Georgetown Abbey.
Oh, you decided to call it Georgetown
You
Abbey?
did. We'd had this discussion.
Huh. Okay. Maybe because Dalton was like...
It was a PBS show, and you go, no, we shouldn't do that. Let's just call it Georgetown Abbey.
Okay.
Were you not in the room?
I was, but I don't remember the conversation. All right. Well, all right. Anyway, this is right up your alley, Eric. Eric, we're going to do this tomorrow night live 7:30 on YouTube. But I think this would be awesome, larger.
If you do it big, you got to add a bunch of detail, people.
And Eric, write me, and I'll give you the link to the
Photo.
The photo, because the photo had huge amount of detail. But then if you put too much in, it'll get too busy and won't look good. I swear to God, if you do it just like the photo, it'll be a hot mess.
You already have a photo. Don't do that. You still want to keep it impressionistic.
Yeah, that's the problem. We're going to have a whole course this year in our academy on how to design paintings because...
No, not in our academy. We're doing a new site.
It's a new site. Yeah, new site.
New site,
website.
new offering.
New offering. It'll
college level.
College level art design, art and painting design.
People are getting too good. Some of you people are just getting too good. And you're going to have to do a little test before you get, before you can...
We even let anybody take the course. You're going to have to send us
it's not a free-for-all.
It's not, yeah. So, because it'll come with personal art coaching and we want you to win on it. All right, here's some phthalo green, a little tiny bit of ultramarine blue with that. Let's come on back here to this and put in our straight line. I'm using a little angle brush and I'm just coming along here like this. The other little kind of painting rule is in 99% of the time, your horizon line is a bit darker in an ocean than the rest of the water. There'll be a dark line, and see if you don't observe that, okay? So I've got that. Now we're going to go into the phthalo green, a little bit of the antique white, okay? And I think I said I was going to show you how to make an antique white if you didn't have it, right? I think I said I would show you that. Let me take a second and show you that. Okay, so there we go. We want this.
For those of you that aren't familiar with the Academy, the website is there at the top of the screen, gingercooklive.gallery. A few of you don't know who that is or what we do.
Yeah, it's really there's nothing like it on the internet. There's no art coaching like that, and we do all levels. And once a month we have people send us just some art that they've come up with that maybe they saw a picture somewhere that they like. It's not another YouTube artist. We don't coach on those, but maybe you just kind of shop on the internet. Maybe you looked at Pinterest, saw a painting you thought was pretty, you wanted to do it. Wasn't a lesson I taught. As long as I can teach that. I may not be able to teach it in a video like this, but I can make suggestions if you are inspired to do something. But a lot of times people think original means it's something they made up, but most people. I've said this in a blog recently on our Facebook club. The first thing you do when you learn to paint is you start learning the words. You learn the word for tree, and look how many different kinds of trees are there. There's pine trees, there's apple trees, there's hundreds of different kinds of pine trees, there's palm trees, there's dozens of different kinds of palm trees, there's chairs, there's benches. So you learn how to paint those things from different angles, and then maybe you learn how to paint grass, and maybe you learn how to paint a sky. But if you were to take up, say, a new language, suppose you were an English-speaking person and you wanted to take up Chinese or French or Arabic or Italian, the first thing that they teach you is, words, travel words, and then maybe a little sentence to go in them, like, where's the bathroom, where's the restaurant, where's the hotel, that kind of stuff, right? And if you could write a letter after a year maybe you just get a letter out with some sort of decent grammar, you probably feel pretty accomplished. Get alone, follow a conversation at a high speed. But but you got to think of painting as just like that language. You're not, how many people do you know are novelists? That even though we all speak English, you're obviously speaking English and you can write letters. Very few people are novelists, and very few people write best-selling novels because there's a real art. That's the thing. There's a real art to painting design, and it's really kind of, painting design is sort of the brain surgery of painting, learning how to design a painting, and that's really tough to do. But we're going to be teaching that. But I really suggest for new people not to get too crazy with painting design because it's frustrating. To just try to understand the design that has gone before, right? So that being said, I was going to show you how to maybe make an antique white. Here's some white, a little tiny bit of yellow oxide, okay, a little tiny bit of brown, okay. So there's green on my brush. That's not going to help. There's a slight amount of green on my brush here. Let's start again. A little bit of white, a little bit of yellow oxide, tiny bit of maybe brown. Okay, let's put a little of that burnt umber in there. Now, more white. The more white you add, pretty close, right?
Pretty close to the buff.
There you go, antique white. It's just easier to buy it. But if you mix that up as your main white, and then you add white, it can be very effective. Okay, so we're going to put in our first. All right, so okay, so we're going to put in, let's get some more green here. We're going to come a little closer. I'm going to add a little bit of green and phthalo blue now. And a little bit of this color, that's nice. Here we go. Now, let's come in here, just sort of change the blue a little bit. And just kind of overlap that, okay? Notice the brush strokes are going back and forth, right? And that's the key. Brush strokes are going back and forth. Now, this one, where the wave is coming, we're going to do a little phthalo green, and now we've got a wave coming here. So what we're going to do is we're going to curve the brush strokes. We're going to curve them going this way. All right, and then as it comes up here, we'll just do a straight line, but these are going to curve where it's curling toward us. A little more green, a little bit of yellow oxide. There we go.
What type of paint would Ginger suggest using to paint a mural on a covered porch wall?
Oh, gosh, what a great question. Go to Home Depot or Lowe's, one of those things, right? Figure out what your colors are going to be, right? And go get some Oops house paint. That's the colors they mix for people, and they screwed up, and they practically give it to you for free. Try to use some.
As much Oops as you can.
As much of that kind of paint as you can. In the little tiny quarts, like you do murals, because it's going to be big anyway, right? And then you just, I would probably then go ahead and for my detail, I would still use regular acrylics, okay? And you want something that's that you can well, for me, I would just use my regular acrylics, but probably a fluid acrylic would be better too.
It depends how much detail you're trying to put in.
Yeah,
too.
It would depend on the mural, but try to use as much house paint as you can. For sure.
Would you seal it when you're all done?
Yeah, I would seal it when I was all done. That would be where the spray varnish would come in really well.
Yeah.
For sure, that would be where the spray varnish would come in. All right, so you see I've got this going that way, right, with me?
People are noticing that you're using a different color angle brush. What brand of brush is Ginger using now?
Oh, John found these for me. I don't know. These are
Silver
called
brush.
Silver Silk 88 angle brushes, 3/8 inch. They're a little softer.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're primarily a watercolor brush, but I figured the filament they're using would be stiff enough for the way Ginger paints.
So
that's why I went for it.
They're kind of nice. I tried them, and I kind of like them. I like my other ones too. So, I mean, when you say I kind of like them, they were fun to have. I don't know if we'll still buy them, but I like them.
I really got them
now,
for
you
me,
notice I'm
but
coming in here. I'm going to this is a little bit lighter. This is going flatter. See that? Now what happens? Well, wipe the brush off. Just use the back of it. Barely touch it. And kind of bring this up a little bit so it kind of sneaks up into the wave, right, like that. Yeah, okay, and then the inside, when you get close to the shore, add some more of this yellow oxide to this because it gets even almost an orange color. When you get close to the shore in here, it's the water gets a little more translucent, so it gets almost into the oranges, right? And because you can see the sand, right? Right, with me, with that, see? Little angle. Now we haven't done any of the white stuff yet. Okay, so as long as I'm in those colors, let's take some of this gold and put it back up here on the beach. I'm going back, kind of back and forth here, just sort of scribbling on some sand. Now this probably is a little soft to do that with, this brush, but still works. As long as I've got it, not pushing very hard. And I want to get this little lighter color here too. I wanted some lighter color on the beach. Just that little kind of, a little bit darker than the antique white, so something like that. Kind of a variation in the sand, and here's a little bit of burnt sienna, and there we go. Now somebody is going to ask me, well, when did you use that Holbein color? I haven't used it yet, but I could have used it. Okay, so there we go. That's sort of this beach color. Let's see. I think I want a little bit. Let's try that. This little bit of light color here, up here.
John would like to know, does Ginger have any recommendations for a rake brush?
No, I would tell you what.
I have a
don't.
question.
The whole line of the.
What's a rake brush?
What?
What's a rake brush?
Well, I'm not. I would say that I don't. We don't use rake brushes. You know what I mean? And I'm not sure even what they are. But I would tell you what that. I would ask Cinnamon that, because I mean the Art Sherpa has a whole beautiful line of brushes that do all kinds of great things. And I would ask Cinnamon if she made one. If Cinnamon didn't make one, you probably don't need it. How's that?
She made one of everything.
Because she got to, they gave her carte blanche to come up with whatever she wanted, and she literally made one of everything that you want. And incidentally, if you want to know a good place to buy brushes, go. Our friends, the art guys, or
No.
the brush guys, our friends, the brush guys, at thebrushguys.com. What I love about them is that they carry a full line. They're just brushes. They carry a full line of all the brushes. And if you use my name, Ginger Cook, no matter where you can go to my teacher site, the Art Sherpas, doesn't matter whose, or just shop around on there. And when you check out, they give you 5% off. And their brushes are really well priced anyway, and they ship around the world. A lot of times I'll recommend a product, but if you live, say, overseas or in India or France or Russia or someplace, you can't get it. But the brush guys ship everywhere, and they're really, which is kind of neat. So we like them. And they give us the 5% too. And I like to plug the people that help us. Like, for instance, one of the people I plug all the time, you'll see me plug all the time, is the Tub of Towel people. And I plug them because I think they're really good. And like, for instance, I have right now, I've got paint on my hands. And these are like my favorite thing. They clean the table, they clean the paint off of yourself, and they're designed for cleaning your house. You could do that too. But anyway, we love these guys, and everyone, and they don't pay us to say anything about it. Occasionally they'll send me a tub of towels because one of our viewers said, Ginger talks about you all the time. You ought to at least send her a product. And are we doing a giveaway today? I can't remember if we said.
You told me you were, but I didn't make a form. But it's up to you, boss. You're the boss.
Let's see where our time is. If for sure we'll do one tomorrow, but usually we throw in a sample of these when we do a giveaway. If we have time, we'll do one. How's that?
Sounds good.
All right. So
how do you get that 5% off?
You have to use my name, all one word, Ginger Cook, in the discount code.
Coupon code.
Coupon code, which is, I'm a big fan of coupon codes. They work, In fact, I had a little app that.
Was that the Honey app?
The Honey. There's an app called the Honey app.
That she'll go out and find you coupons.
And it finds coupons for you, and I'm always getting pizza cheaper. What was it? Pizza? They worked on pizza and they worked on Crocs. No matter what kind of deal Crocs gave me, the Honey app would always give me a better deal. It was very interesting. It's very rare they said, I'm sorry, there's no more deals, right?
Hey, Anna, we'd like to thank you for your donation. We appreciate it very much.
Yeah, we really do. Thank you so much for that. we appreciated that. We scholarshiped. I want to say, what happens to your donations when you donate to us, to our art academy?
We match it
We
dollar
match
for dollar.
it dollar for dollar, and we scholarship somebody that can't afford the academy for a week or month, something like that. And this last Christmas, we got all kinds of donations in, and we did over $1,000 in scholarships.
Almost 2,000.
Almost $2,000 in scholarships to people that wanted to try us out in our academy. And if you say, well, how did I get, and we have on our Facebook page, we have moderators that moderate our Facebook club. It's called the Ginger Cook Acrylic Painting Club. That's free, and we invite you to come join us if you haven't. And our moderators were the elves this year, and we said they took care of who was. People wrote and said why they wanted a scholarship, and the moderators, all 5 moderators, recommended people, and those are the people were chosen from that, and so it's very successful. So we thank you very much for that. It's if you want to help another artist learn to paint, that's an awesome thing to do. And you can again, we have a donation button on our website. You can donate here on YouTube for sure. But YouTube takes, how much do they take?
30%.
30%. If you go
Versus
right to
3%.
our website, the credit card people only take 3%. So the more money goes for the person you're trying to help. But in any event, those of you who have been so kind as to donate to us, you can't know how many artists you've helped doing that. So anyway, that being said, I think this is dry enough. I feel like I lost my clouds here a little bit. I'm going to take a little bit of this, what I call transparent mixing white, and I'm going to put some clouds back because I feel like we lost them. The paint was pretty wet when we did it, so I'm going to just come on up here like that and just add a little bit more to the clouds up here. And that's what mixing white is the best for, is clouds. Don't make them fixed fence, kind of vary the height of them. There you go. We kind of lost some clouds.
This is the giveaway today that we're doing, announcing that one, and that's one they have to enter by the end of the one. Just
Okay, so John's just giving me something. All right, so here we go. Now, I'm going to switch brushes because I want a little stiffer one for this. I'm going to use my regular Ruby Satin Silver, my go-to brushes. These are the Ruby Satin Silver ones, angle brush, and we're going to do some, we're going to take a little mixing white here. We're going to come across here like this, and just very thin, just suggest that maybe there's some wave action going out here. The rule is, and this is like spelling, I before E except after C. The rule is the farther out the waves are, the thinner they are, and you don't see a lot of action. They only break when the land gets shallow and they're coming into shore. It just kind of helps to know that. And then now we're going to take a little bit of the mixing white here, and we're going to say that the top of this wave, we're going to come up over this wave like this, and come this way. And I think instead of mixing white, let's do a little bit of the antique white. The mixing white is so transparent, it's not even showing up.
Hey, we want to thank Art for the donation. He said this is for Ginger's new cruise T-shirt. Thank you very much, Art.
Oh, thank you.
We will get one for her.
The T-shirts! The T-shirts!
The T-shirts!
Guess what? We just got some T-shirts for first time ever we've designed a T-shirt. I've got this cruise coming up. It's called my birthday bash. We got about 40 people coming on that to celebrate with me. And we thought we'd have a T-shirt people could wear. And, one of the things I hate about group T-shirts is that someone will pick a color and it looks like heck on me, and I don't like it. And why do I have to buy that? I hate that color. Well, I said to John, pick 4 or 5 colors that still go with the artwork that people can pick, and the artwork is so recognizable. John's going to show you a picture of what our T-shirts look like. We have some that say 2019 Birthday Bash and ones that do not. So if you'd like to get a T-shirt, I think that's way cool that we've got that we gave people color choices, and also there's guy colors and girl colors, right? There is a difference. John is more in the khaki colors. He likes to wear more khaki, and I like black because you know why I like black?
Why do you like black, Ginger?
Well, because if I'm traveling, it stays cleaner looking longer. You spill something on a shirt like this one time.
It's gone.
It's gone, right?
Yeah.
And okay, so you saw that. Now we're going to come along here We're going to cover up 99% of this little dark line.
I'll show you a T-shirt in a moment here after it moves around.
Yeah, we're gonna show you. Look, 99% of this dark line. We're just using we're coming along like this, and we're covering it up, so that the line is just basically a shadow under this foam, and then we're gonna come back this way with a little yellow and mixing white, and just say this is that frothy foam that's coming into shore here, like this, and there we go. A little bit of yellow coming in like this. Just some ziggy-zag things here. Like that. Alright, see? How fun is that? And I want this to be a little bit more, get my little orange back here.
Now, when you're ready to take a breather, 'cause I have the ready to plop right where you're
Alright,
painting.
I tell you what.
Just pause for a moment.
Let me just pause for a minute and let John show you that.
Here we go. Huh? What do you think? Is that cool? I think so. That's the birthday bash. Then we have one without the birthday bash for the people who don't want to have a birthday bash one.
And say my birthday is February 1st, but the cruise is
Starts the 27th.
January 27th. So those of you who are going on the cruise that will
Order now.
Or you got to order now to get them in time. It took us a while to figure out what we're doing. We're a little bit late in getting them out there. But if you
It's
order
typically
now,
us. Come on.
If you order now, you'll get them in time for the cruise.
Well,
okay?
they say they will.
They said they would.
Yeah.
So we hope you do.
So that's the T-shirt, and I'll type up a link here in a second so you know where to go.
Okay.
Okay, you're back.
All right. So I'm just going to put a
Thanks for
little.
that commercial interruption.
Thanks. All right. Well, we had to show you that. I mean, this was so fun. You know, we had such a good time.
And I'd like to thank Becky for participating and spending the night with me doing that.
She didn't actually spend the night over here. She was on the phone with John. Let's just clarify that.
She was on the computer when we were chatting. We weren't even on the phone.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Just want to.
She stays up later than you do.
Is that a comment? Is that
Yeah, that's a comment. I mean, I said it. It was like a comment. What'd you think it was?
I don't know. Is that a? Why do you say that, you dogs? Why even bring that up?
Just thought I'd share that information in case you ever wanted to talk to Becky at the wee hours of the morning.
Well, that's good. I like to know that. Sometimes she should give me her hours because I'm more likely to call her than you. All right. You know, I know I can always reach Judy in the middle of the night if I have, I can't sleep. I can
Let's
get
clear
Judy
that up,
guitar.
John. I'm a married man. That's right, Becky. Married woman. You're right.
Yeah, let's just clear that up. We're really good friends with Jerry. Let's clear that up because he's.
Jerry's a great guy.
Jerry's a great guy. We've done a couple of cruises with Becky. She came to my birthday bash last year, and then we went
Was that the first time we met her?
Yeah, first time we met her, and it was just a delightful woman and a really wonderful artist, and she's a member of our academy. And Becky, even though Becky's been painting for years, she'll be the first one that tells you that she's that the academy's really made a difference in her life too. I mean, she'll tell you that right now. Just well, she can't tell you that right now because she could type it.
She could type it if she wanted to.
If she wanted to, she could just say awesome things about us. All right.
Can non-cruisers get one? Absolutely.
Absolutely. If you want to get
any
one,
of the
sure.
T-shirts, and let me find the link.
John will put the link up. Absolutely, you can get one.
I almost remember it.
They're going to be, there'll be like a limited edition. We'll probably have those up for like a month, and then after the birthday, after February, we will have other T-shirts. So that if you get one, they'll be kind of like a limited edition T-shirt. And I'll bring my Posca pens and sign anybody's T-shirt on the cruise. Too.
Really? Mm-hmm. Even mine?
I don't know about yours, but I'll sign anybody else's. I don't know. You're staying up late with Becky. I don't know. I'm still thinking about that, right?
Oh, my. All right, let's put it.
All right, come on. This is cool, isn't it? Now, let's just talk about this. Acrylic's dry a little darker. So I went back out here with this, and I want this wave a little bit. I want a little bit of that. What was so pretty about this thing, the ocean, is this light green back here. That has to be done with just pure titanium white. This light color of this ocean. Isn't that gorgeous when you put that back there and lighten that up? I mean, that I think is such a pretty color. This is a pretty easy painting, don't you feel? And yet, let's see. I want to do a little bit more here. Let's break up some of this green here. some of this wave action like this, so that it's not one continuous wave. A little bit more of this green. There we go. All right, some of our dark green are waves coming to the shore. When I was a kid, one of the poems we learned at summer camp was, two little waves came rushing to the shore. One died with a yawn, the other with a roar. Isn't that a good poem? You're going, wow, wow, Ginger. I could have lived my whole life and never heard that. Just, I think about that because, in La Jolla, California, they've got this, the tourists go down there all the time, and you can walk down on these rocks out toward where the surf's coming in, and and because of the way that the ocean drops off and the cliffs and stuff there, they've got these gorgeous waves that really go crash, crash, crash up and so forth. And every once in a while, those people get a little too far out past the guardrail, and one of those waves just catches one of those big waves, the one that died with the roar, comes and grabs somebody and takes them out to sea, even though they ignore all the signs. It's like that sign in Yellowstone, don't feed the bears. They don't make, you guys, when a city government spends the money to make a sign, probably somebody died or they wouldn't have bothered. You know what I mean? So you think about that. Two little waves came rushing to the shore. All right, a little more orange up here, kind of that. All right, I'm done.
What?
I'm done. Now somebody said, well, could I put a bird or something? Well, you could put a bird. If you wanted a bird, you could put a bird. John wouldn't put a bird. But what if you did put a bird?
I knew it.
If
She's
you
going to
did
do
put
a bird.
What would you do? How are we doing on time if I wanted
You
to
have
do a
an
giveaway?
hour.
Oh, then we can do a giveaway.
Then that means I need to make a form.
Well,
Can somebody try the link that I put up on the screen there? And also, somebody want to know, can you sign up for the cruise now? No, it's too late. The boat is filled.
Yeah, can't sign up.
We'll see if we're going to do one next year, and we'll announce that and get plans for that.
Yeah, we started way last summer on that cruise thing.
Anybody can buy the t-shirts. The link will show you the other t-shirts we have without the birthday bash on it, and the different flavors, and the different t-shirt qualities and sizes you can get. And yes, we're going to be adding more t-shirts to our t-shirt line, because I'm a t-shirt person, so we'll have tons of them. So I just have something new to wear.
So you would never put a bird strap in the middle, right?
No.
So if you thought about, okay. Okay, so
Tic-tac-toe.
Tic-tac-toe. So probably if you put a bird here, it would be too big because it'd be right in your face, right? So probably, if I had a bird, I wouldn't want him flying off the canvas. I could put one right in this corner, and
Have them flying
have him
to the left.
And I would want him to be kind of coming down here like this, kind of flying toward the middle like that. See, there you go, something like that, so that he would show up over the water. Okay. So if I did that, I'd probably just take a Posca pen, put him in, because this is such a small. If I was doing a larger canvas, I wouldn't do that. But let's just say, for the sake of argument, there's my bird.
Judy, what do you think we have through? I know we have 2 running. Do we have 3 giveaways running currently?
Wait, oh yeah, giveaway. Oh, guess what? The giveaway. Thank you. Do you guys remember? This is a video we did back in December on YouTube, and we had over 300 entries, almost 400 entries on this. Someone's going to win this today, and then this one we will be awarding
It closes at the end of January.
End of January.
So it'll be in a February show.
And then I'm going to do a quick one
And Judy
today.
thinks we have a 3rd one.
There's a 3rd one.
Can you put the chat into the link? Oh, I can try that, yeah.
Yeah, we just, here, the Posca pen doesn't write over the chalk. Stupid me. Okay, fine. So here's a little tiny brush. Here you go. And because I've been using the antique white, the regular white shows up, see? Here's a little body of the bird. There's my little bird flying there. Now, I feel like I could do one bird. If I did any more, they would be way back here. They'd be smaller.
His buddy's trying to catch up to him.
Something like that. They could be there. And
So the one that's bigger is closer to you, and the little guys in the back are further from you.
yeah, so you make them real small, and you got to make them really small, because if you make them too big, they will just look odd, right? So let me just put this wave back here. I just didn't get this one. Just maybe suggest a wave here, like that. Okay, so that, you guys, is our, there you go, let's just bring this out here. As long as I'm playing with this, I'm done, but here we go. Okay? All right, so there we go. And then if you were going to say that bird was there, then what I would do to make him really look like he's flying is do a shadow here under the water. Right there where he is, just real subtle. You barely, most people wouldn't notice it. And then I want to come up under here, and I just want to skinny him up a bit. Got him a little big there.
Denise would like me to tell you that you look beautiful today. The green suits her.
Thank you. Thank you very much. We've got, I don't know if you guys noticed this or not, but we rearranged our studio. Now, eventually we're going to have something behind us besides that, whatever that is back there. But this is as far as we got. But when we were shooting live before, what happened was, I'm always talking to John, and I'd have to be turning my head like this, and I was never talking to you. And the camera's right in front of me. John's right in front of me. So I can talk to John, and it's very natural. And it's a kind of weird thing. But anyway, all right, I was going to sign this, as you well know, right? So this was fun. And, okay, cook. And so we're going to do a giveaway. If you haven't entered for this one, Judy's going to find, I think we probably should do the 2 giveaways, John. You know, that we've
Well,
got
that one, you're going to paint me up one.
Oh, I'll paint you up. While John's figuring this stuff up, I'll paint something else up. How's that, right? I will paint something else up. I have no idea what.
I'll get you the form in a second, folks, for you to...
For that you can enter.
I'm going to take the T-shirt sign off.
Here's our final answer. Do you like that? Our final answer. But that shouldn't take you long to paint.
It shouldn't take as long as we took to paint it.
And again...
we were chatting too much.
Yeah, I mean, this won't take you guys that long. And remember, tomorrow night, we're going to be doing this one right here, the Georgetown Abbey. I think Dalton Abbey was still a better name, but, you know, copyright.
Well, whatever you want. See, that's why we did.
I mean, I don't know that. I think Dalton Abbey's like a made-up place, and so that's probably a trademark. So but you know what I really wanted to call it, right? So, there.
But we just couldn't do it.
We just don't want to. TBS is pretty powerful.
They're bigger than we are.
They're bigger than we are. We didn't want to get into too much of that. Okay, so putting this away, let's see. I had some of these other things out. What could I paint? I have no idea.
Kind of put you on the spot, didn't I?
You did put me on the spot. I didn't have any plans to paint anything. You kind of put me on the spot with something. I like this dark brown. You like this dark brown? That's kind of nice. This is what we do with leftover paint. And we'll turn it up like this, right? All right, that's fine. We can do that.
You got something in mind?
I have nothing in mind. You guys, we're going to make this up as we go while John's figuring this stuff out. I tell you what, we'll tell you more about our trip, too. I know people wanted a little bit about our trip.
Oh, one more thing, I could interrupt you for a second. The video blogging, we are way behind on that.
We have more, yeah,
we
have
got
a
tons
lot
of
more
footage.
video. What John did was, in his enthusiasm, he filmed everything, and then it takes hours to go through it.
But it's so cool.
I know, John, but really the idea was to just show a snapshot here and there and kind of put them together, and you got really carried away, and so nobody got to see anything.
Okay, so you don't think they want to see the trip? They just want to see, what, 5 seconds of each spot?
Yeah.
Okay, I can whip up a 5 seconds of each spot, and
think
we'll
so,
see how
yeah.
that does. And I'll put the other ones over on Sammy's channel.
No, I'm just saying that if you
Yeah,
want people to
we
get
know
a
where
turn,
we're
you
do
don't have time. You barely have time to
do
edit,
anything.
To edit what we've got now, right? So, hope you appreciate this. I'm just making this up as we go. Okay, there. All right. Okay. All right, as we're painting along, this will be our 10-minute painting. Yes and yes?
Yes and yes.
Okay.
Okay, so that's there. Moderators, you have the link. I'll try to get it up on the screen now. Oh, the things I have to do.
I'll tell you what, this has been
Oh,
really
the secret
fun.
word.
We've missed everybody, and we certainly hope that if you're new to us and you're going, who are these nutty people, these nutty artists, you know, to take a moment and subscribe to our channel. We'd really appreciate that so much. And YouTube went through last December and did a purge. I mean, a big purge on stuff.
We
And
got
so,
wiped out.
and we just absolutely got wiped out. I mean, it's a wonder anybody sees us anymore. So when you share a video or put it in your playlist, if, you know, donations are all very well and good, and we appreciate that. But if you really want to help us, make sure that you put these videos in your playlist and share them on Facebook. Help us get the word out. You know, we're just two small people trying to, you know, share our art knowledge with you. And every time we turn around, there's more people on YouTube, you know, teaching art. So it's just, what's sort of special about us? Well, I think what we try to do is not just show you how to do something, explain why you want to do it. That to me is key here. Why would you want to do something? Because
Okay, I just posted the link in the site. And the girls have been giving it out. Mona's giving the long form, the other one's giving you the short form. Either one should work. Secret word is t-shirt.
okay.
There we go. There, did that. Dodged that bullet.
Well, you know what? That's good. I'm glad you decided to do that.
I'm glad you have something in your brain that you can just
I
paint.
don't really have anything in my brain. I'm just making some trees, man.
Well, trees is a great place to start.
And then something else will happen, right? I think so, don't you think? Something else should happen with the trees. And we will consider what else that something should be. No,
The
what else should-
geraniums were a giveaway. What geraniums?
Oh, the geraniums, the little green potted geraniums. Yeah, we're doing those. Those we're giving away too.
Oh, man.
Maybe we'll do those tomorrow night.
You're
all
going to do those tomorrow night.
We'll do the geraniums tomorrow night because John doesn't even know where they are.
Sure I do.
He lied. He does. I lied. Somebody lied. We know.
I just cleaned up the studio. I spent a week cleaning up this.
Yeah, we really cleaned up. We did an art purge, where that's where you find all the paint you're not really using and kind of got rid of it. When
That
in
would be
doubt,
this
throw
one.
it out. You know,
let them
absolutely
see
did
it.
that, right? Yeah, this is the one. We'll do this one tomorrow night. This one. We'll give this one away tomorrow
Good,
night. But the entries for that one have closed. You can only the people watching live will get this one, right? Assuming anybody wants to get it, right?
Right.
So I would say that would be the main thing. Is anybody watching live?
There we go. Perfect. Okay. I got it, Judy. We're going to do that one tomorrow. See, we know what we're doing, kind of. Mainly, hopefully. I don't know what the other one is, though. I didn't call them the right names.
Why? What's the matter?
I have to go find out which one it is. Well, I have all these different links running around.
So, John, there's a big silence here. So say something.
Say something.
I'm just totally focused on what we're scribbling on here, right?
Ooh, did Ginger get a ring? Yeah, a couple people are just getting on now.
Yeah. See, there's the ring.
Yeah.
Ginger
She
got the
got
ring.
engaged while she was goofing off.
I think that's kind of fun. It's very romantic. I got to tell you, if you haven't seen that video with the ring, I think it's very romantic. My friend, we traveled this particular
That's a good
trip
question.
with some good friend of mine I've known since I was in my 30s, and she married. I went to her wedding like 10 years ago with her friend, with our friend Bob, and they're just a delightful couple, and that was really, I got to say, that was really nice. John and I were just, we'd come out of dinner and they were playing music and we just started dancing and laughing, and she took the camera and started filming us dancing. And it was really extremely romantic. It was just right after we had, gotten engaged. And
Roseanne wants to know, what do the versions mean in the video lesson library? You know, that is an excellent question.
what's the what?
The versions. We have version 1, 2, and 3. You don't even know.
No, what do they mean? I give up. What do they mean? Wasn't
The
that
versions are reference to when the lesson was filmed and put up, and we changed our format into version 3, so we're upgrading all of the versions 1 and 2 to look like 3, and we're still in the process of doing that. I have enlisted my son to help with this project, and so we're making progress on that a lot quicker than I was on my own. Once he gets done, and we get done with that, the version numbers will be gone. We'll be able to make playlists. Searching will be easier to find lessons out of these 400 plus lessons that we have. We do not have a wedding date as of yet. We're thinking of April of next year on a ship out of Port Canaveral. We can give you that much so far. And it's going to be a 4-day cruise. The versions are almost sorted out. We're almost done. So we'll be finishing those up, I'm hoping, probably by February.
really? He's going to get that much done, huh?
He's almost there. I think I can pull number 1s out. I think I just have to duplicate it. So.
That's cool.
Let me check. Helen said she made a donation. Yes.
Oh, thank you.
Helen, we'd like to thank you for your donation that came through the PayPal system. We really appreciate that. They only take 3% versus the 30% that YouTube does.
But we appreciate anything that you do.
Yes.
For some people, it's easier to do because of the way that PayPal works. For some people, we understand it's much easier to do PayPal than, or rather, YouTube's the way the YouTube does it, as opposed to
The way we do it through PayPal.
You know.
John, who's the background? Sammy on the computer? Where's Sammy? Sammy was supposed to change his clothes for this show, but he didn't get around to it. Come here, boy. Your fans are calling you. Hey! He'll be going on the birthday cruise with the rest of the staff. Chester, Ellie, and Sammy will be present on the birthday cruise. So wave to your fans. If you haven't subscribed to the Tech Bear on YouTube, the Tech Bear, just do a search for that. And you can sign up for his channel, and he has helpful tips and hints on how to use and things technical. And then John's background paintings are there. And we also have some samples of personal art coaching. Maybe Ginger would like to say something about the personal art coaching?
Yeah, if somebody wants to know what personal art coaching is about, right? I keep changing my mind on what the scene is on this painting I'm doing right now. It's just give me a minute here and I'll have it, right? But I don't know.
She's processing information.
I'm processing. I'm trying to decide. I've decided to turn it into a winter snow scene.
Oh, no, wait. If you think about it for a second, right there, you've got an early snow that happens in the fall. That happened a lot in Michigan.
Did it?
Still October, and snow would fall, and the leaves were still pretty oranges. Yep.
Yep. And then there's a few leaves that have fallen down. Even here, right like that. And I did that because I think that I like orange next to turquoise. I think it can be kind of different, right?
That's kind of cool.
Okay. Now let's one of the things that I have found I really have enjoyed is this Van Dyke brown from Golden. They're called fluid acrylics, and they have just as much opacity as your regular acrylics, but they more like ink. In fact, did you know that I don't have any, but that if you're having trouble doing fine lines, you can buy a pen. I forget who uses it, and it's who makes it, and a pen, and you can buy acrylic inks for like tiny little tree limbs and stuff. Have you ever seen those trees where they got 1,000 little branches and you're trying to think? It just makes you crazy thinking about how you'd paint all those. And that's what I would do. All right, so this is I'm just going to come up under here with this.
The New Year's Eve painting of the martini glass, that will be in February, because you can still watch and enter that one until January 31st. My birthday is not in January. I'm not really 114 like Facebook thinks I am. I have no idea how or when that ever got set, but if they think it, I'll let it be.
Well, I think you didn't, when they asked you how old you were, what did you say on your
I don't think I
Facebook?
even answered it.
Yes, you did. You said something really smart alecky on it, I think. So it serves you right.
I don't
for
think
that.
I'm that type of person.
You did.
I think you're mistaken.
Me? Don't think so.
I think so.
Okay, so there you go. Here's our little kind of an impressionistic painting of this. So let me just thin these out.
How are we doing
here.
time-wise, you might ask? 1:30. We've still got plenty of time, boss.
Okay. All right, so that's...
Peggy got 30 inches of snow in 4 days, and you can keep it. Been there, done that.
You know, when Cinnamon was born, we lived in Aspen, Colorado, and we lived in this condo, and you had to, you weren't allowed, if it snowed, you weren't allowed to have your car on the street because the snowplow needed the street. You had to move your car. But the problem was, you don't hear snow. It's not like a rainstorm. So if it snows at 3 in the morning, how would you know? Until the snowplow comes. And if you haven't moved your car, they used to bury you.
Yep.
Just to be mean. Did that in Michigan too? They bury your car just to be real jerks, right?
Well,
But,
yeah.
I mean, it's not your
It's a
fault.
simple rule. Don't park in the winter.
Well-
Ours is plain. You're not allowed to park in the streets in the winter. From November through March, I think it was.
Oh, is that what they did?
Yep.
Is that what they said?
There's
Okay,
no
well, see,
parking,
in Aspen
period.
you could park. You just had to move your car. And I thought that, a good invention would have been to have somebody, let me just have a few little dots of snow here. Some little tree things that are coming over here like that. That's fun. All right, I'm going to call this done.
It's not bad for a 10-minute painting. I think you did it in
What?
maybe 15.
Okay. Well, just had to think about it for a minute.
Let me see if we got any other donations come in. Oh, we did.
Thank you.
We'd like to thank Deborah Bishop for the donation that came through the PayPal. And thank you guys for letting me know it comes through that way, because I don't check the mail over there. And why isn't it coming up on this tablet? The tablet usually tells me. Somebody must have turned something off.
Yeah,
Sammy.
isn't that just so true about how stuff, is with
Mysteriously happens.
with computers?
Yeah.
What is our goal? I tell you what, tell me your goals write in the comments, after the video's over. Well, I want to know what your goals are for this
2019.
year, for 2019. I'm going to give you a couple of mine. John and I jointly got a treadmill. This is from someone who has a free membership at a gym, would have to get in the car and go there. So somehow I'm delusioned in thinking that if the treadmill were sitting right in front of my nose, I'd probably get on it, right? And the treadmill, we got this treadmill. I can barely, I'm stepping up like a half a foot just to get on it, which is, I think, exercise in itself. Just getting on it is sort of a challenge. And then it's all computer. Of course, it's John figured out it's all computerized, just all this tricky stuff. And it was a little bigger than it looked in the picture. You know what I mean?
A little bigger.
Oh my God, we didn't buy treadmill. We brought a small iron elephant, but we did. So we're going to the Hermitage this year in May, and that's in St. Petersburg, Russia. It's just and that's just 8 hours of walking, and
Non-stop.
Non-stop walking
For 2 days.
For 2 days, and I want to.
And
get
then we're
in
going
shape
back
for
to do it
that.
again.
And I want to be in shape for that. And right now, I can make it to the restroom and back, and maybe to the mailbox. But I'm thinking that I mean to get in shape. So, and John certainly thought that. So, anyway, that's our goal is to, my
Well, so
goal.
you did pretty good in Antigua. When we were in Antigua, that was in, what, Guatemala?
Yeah, I did. I
You,
made it
you
2
went
hours.
a couple of hours.
Up at high altitude before,
Yeah.
on cobblestones before I got kind of,
Winded out. And,
kind of, yeah.
but the
I need some brighter
Hermitage, I
colors.
mean...
What's this? You ever use CAD red light? You want to see a neat color? Sorry, the squirrel in me, right, where we're talking. So one of my goals is that. My other goal is to, here, this is just sort of bright color here. Let's mix it with some yellow and see what we get. Ooh, nice. I just wanted a couple more bright ones in here like that, just sort of bring your eye up. Okay, here, let's just put a couple down here. All right, so yeah, that's one of the goals is to get in shape, and then the other one, not necessarily lose weight. That might happen, right? But the other one is to have, well, we've got an art book we're writing. I'd like to have that done by next Christmas. And we also would have, these are my goals for the year, and then I'd also like to,
What's the second one?
the art book.
The art book?
We're doing a book, remember the book we've been writing for the last 2 years that we didn't get past the first chapter of that one? I think been writing is probably a loose interpretation of what's happening. And then we've got the last one for me, big one, is we're starting the new website with the painting design, the college level painting design, or how to really design a painting. Not how to paint. You already know how to paint. Now, you know how to paint. How are you going to design a painting and make it work? So it's not a how to paint course. It's how to design a painting course.
Going into painting design.
Painting design, because if you don't have that, then you got errors. So that being said, let me assign this. Wasn't this fun? And let's start with the giveaways.
Okay, we're going to start off with the first one. Not that one. The other one. What was the other one? Where is it?
This one?
That one. The winter scene.
Yeah, winter scene. All right, these kind of go, don't they? Look at that. Kind of go.
Well, they kind of
really,
do.
but they're similar, but different. All right, so this is a video. If you don't win, remember you can paint your own. We've got a YouTube video on it, right? Let me just move this one out of the way, right?
Yeah, paint your
So,
own.
all right, so who's going to win this?
I have to find that one. Now, please stand by.
Well, okay. All right, so those are some goals. So I really want to know what your goals are going to be.
But don't put them in there now.
No,
I mean, you
don't
can put them in there now, but
put
come
them in the
back
comments
and...
afterwards. Did you know that the more comments you give us after the video's over, that shows audience interest, and so YouTube is more likely to show our video. I mean, there's a million videos that get launched up every day. I mean, millions of them, and YouTube only starts showing these videos. That really helps us, to get the word out. Just saying, it's nice to do. We appreciate it. Yes and yes.
327 entries.
For this one.
The winter one.
Winter one.
Winter one.
Okay. And again, these are just on those little canvas sheets.
Alexa? Ooh, she's not talking today. Echo?
Sorry, I'm having trouble understanding right now. Don't worry about it. Please try a little later.
Don't worry about it. That was your sister talking.
Okay, you got anybody?
Yeah. Echo. Pick a number between 1 and 327.
Your random number between 1 and 327 is 306.
Wow. You went to the high side.
306. Okay, so who was that?
306.
Who's the lucky winner of this then, John?
Mark Crane.
Mark Crane.
Which I didn't see his name running through there today, so we'll have to email him and let him know he's the big winner of...
On the Potomac.
That's what it was.
Winner on the Potomac.
I
All
like
right,
that
so
one.
congratulations. I will
I need to
make
write
a
that
quick
down.
note of this on the back. Mark,
C-R-A-N-E.
Mark Crane. All right, so let me just
Oh, white's good. Yeah, that's fine, so it won't show up too much.
Mark Crane. I don't think I can see it at all. Maybe you can.
I can.
All right, Mark Crane. Can you see that? God, how can you see that? I can't see that.
I can see it fine.
All right, and Mark Crane, you've won that. Now, who has won this one? Who entered today and has won this one?
This is the January 6th contest.
No, that's January 6th contest. Yes and yes.
Let's see if I got everybody. Yep, here we go. Got to get the right form. All right. And we have got 222.
Okay.
Echo, pick a number between 1 and 222.
Your random number between 1 and 222 is 115.
Kind of in the middle.
115. And also, our winners will all get a tub, tub of towels. We'll put a sample tub of towels so they can try them out, see what they think. I mean, I'm telling you, my daughter Cinnamon absolutely loves these too. Everybody I've told about this is just, they're going, gosh, I can't believe I've gone this long and not known this is what takes acrylic paint off your hands without taking your skin off too. Environmentally friendly. And you can turn around and actually clean your house with them, what a thought. Of course, if one has to actually decide to clean something. But see, this is one I kind of dried. I had it out earlier.
Okay, people want to know who won it. I mean, hello.
Who won it? I give up. Who won it?
Christine, I think it's Woolahan.
Christine Wilhan.
Winner of today's painting.
Winner of today's painting.
What do you call it?
Early snow.
Early snow.
All right. Congratulations.
Okay, I need to make of that. If you're out there, please send us your not your email, your mailing address.
Physical mailing address that you.
If you send just your email, I'm just going to take a picture of it and send that back to you. Then we'll have somebody else win it. That'd be nasty of me, wouldn't it?
No, please send us actually where you'd like it sent. All right.
Yeah.
So congratulations, you guys. I think that was really fun. And let's do and then tomorrow tomorrow we're going to be painting this live, this one, the Abby picture.
Now it's been reduced to Abby.
The Abby, and then we've got the
giveaway for the
giveaway
drainage.
for this one. I'll probably do another fast 10-minute one too. I like doing those. And here is our today's painting. And again, try these small. Don't get so carried away with big stuff. This will. One last thing. All right, here's the question that came up that we didn't get a chance to answer. I don't have phthalo green. What am I going to do? And I want that emerald color. Okay. So let me show you.
What are you going to do?
So let me show you what you're going to do.
Now, could you move your palette into?
Want to move the palette?
Yep. Take the picture out of there. Take the picture out of there.
Okay, I don't have emerald green, so I'm just going to move this over. So I'm going to take some white, right?
Now, stay in that area because I'm going to zoom in down in that area.
Take some titanium white, right? And I'm going to take some phthalo blue. I'm going to get a little yellow. A little more yellow. A little more yellow.
And you're going for a phthalo green, right?
I'm going for this. I'm going for this phthalo green. Now, if I were to put it on something, let me put it on something light so you can see it, right? Like this, right? Like this, okay?
Now, can you take another brush and put the phthalo green up there?
Yeah, I'm going to do that too. So it's not quite as intense because this has more pigment, but it will work. Here's your phthalo green. And you can see that the phthalo blue isn't quite as bright, even if I add more white to that. Even if I add more white, let me just add some more white to this. Well, it's close though, look. I added more white. It's not quite as bright.
It seems a little grayish.
It's just a little grayer. And so the jewel tone is the actual color. It's the same with purple. You can't really mix dazzling purple.
Yeah.
But the phthalo blue will give you something kind of close, but not as close. And that would be the phthalo blue green shade, not the phthalo blue red shade, if you were mixing that with Liquitex. And then it depends on the phthalo blue. For instance, and you're going, what are you talking about? Well, it depends on the brand of phthalo blue, too, because they're all slightly different. But you'll get pretty close if you don't. You can see you get pretty close.
Well, now Liquitex has a phthalo blue, green, and red.
Liquitex has a phthalo green. Here's Liquitex's phthalo green. I'll show you that. I just think it's important to mention these things. Sometimes it's come on, out you come. Oh, that's Matisse. That's Matisse's phthalo green. All right, there's Matisse's phthalo green.
No,
that was the whole bind. See?
That looks bluer.
A little bit bluer, doesn't it? Well,
Just a touch
maybe I
bluer.
didn't put as much white in it either. Yeah, probably didn't put as much white. So they're pretty close. I think if you buy phthalo green pretty much from anybody, they're going to pretty much be spot on there, okay? So, no pun intended. So anyway, that's how you would mix it if you didn't have phthalo green. You'd make phthalo blue and a little tiny bit of yellow and white, okay? So hope you guys had fun today. And hey, have a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow night,
What time?
7:30 Central.
What channel?
Ginger Cook live on YouTube. Yes?
Same bad channel, same bad station.
Oh, you're hysterical. Here it goes. You like it on the gloss? I like it on the orange paper,
Peachy.
the peach. All right, and there was our giveaway too. There we go. All right, thanks guys. Have fun.
Have fun.
Be sure to subscribe.
Okay, now we have to figure out what we're doing.
We still live?
Well, of course we are, because I still have to figure out. Yeah, when was the last time we were here?
I know.
Yeah.
Okay, we're still live, so this is a disclaimer. You may have thought
Don't
you
try to do
subscribed
something.
to the channel.
Oh,
And
wait,
then-
that's what we wanted to talk about. We still have time
You may have thought you subscribed, and what happened is they may have unsubscribed you
during their purge.
during their purge. I mean, YouTube did this big purge, and which was really pretty awful. So double check to make sure you are subscribed, even if you think you are. And if you want to be notified of our live when we go live, because even though we try to go live on Sundays and Mondays, sometimes we'll do a surprise live. We'll have there should be a little bell there that you want to
Put the quotes around, the cartoon
click
quotes.
on it, little quote, make sure that you've clicked on that bell. And then also, join our Facebook club. It's free, our Ginger Cook Acrylic Facebook club, because I'm constantly posting stuff on there, blogs and pictures of what we're doing, academy lessons and YouTube lessons, and you're going to see what other people have painted. And our moderators there have done albums, and so which is totally, this was something they decided to do. So when people post, one of our lessons, they'll put it in an album, and you can see what everybody else has painted of that lesson. It's really cool. They get expanded, and they're awesome. So anyway, I think you'd like it.
Now, what I wanted to share before we disappear is on the entry form, I asked you guys some questions. You wonder if we ever really read these, and I'm afraid we do. And one of the questions, you asked, this was on the giveaway that we did for that's not the one I want. I want the geranium one. No, the winter scene one. The winter scene painting that we just did.
We asked people some questions about how, who our viewers are and what you know about us. What do you know about us, right?
Okay, have you subscribed to Ginger's YouTube channel? 99% of you have. Okay, the 1% that haven't, take 2 seconds right now and click subscribe. Okay? Are you currently a member of Ginger's Online Art Academy? 66% no. 33% yes. Do you know that Ginger has an auction site? 88% yes, 12% no. And speaking of auction, we'll have one coming up probably after the cruise. So we'll probably launch it in February. Have you ever purchased a downloadable lesson from Ginger's Cook On Demand store? Basically 80%. It was 79.8%, so it's 80% no, 20% yes. And sign up for the newsletter. 64% of you already have subscribed.
But we haven't put out a newsletter. Haha, sorry. We got busy.
And 32%, so basically a very small sliver have not. And we're going to try to get better with the newsletters. We said that last year.
I know. Well, that could be
This is a
another
new
one
year.
of our goals. New Year's, we could try to get better.
We can try to get better
We
this
always
year.
try to improve every year.
Always.
And yeah, we could try to do that, right?
Yep. So I just thought we do actually read that information.
Uh-oh.
I see. That's why I had you move it away.
Yeah. Okay. Moving it away.
Are you done?
I had to put the one out with the birds anyway. I don't know what happened to that one. All right, there. Fine.
All right.
Quit touching it. Bye, guys.
Bye, everyone. Thanks for joining us. See you tomorrow night. Right?
Yeah.
Okay, that goes over there. Sammy, where are you at? You and Judy. Come on.
Judy Guitar is singing, by the way. That's not me. She made up the song, too.
Yeah, that's a Judy original. Thank you very much, Judy. Sammy, take it away.
I'm a student, I say with glee, of Ginger Cook's Academy. Take your time and do not rush. Use ruby satin, silver brush. Don't use black and mix the green. Learn what blend and grayscale mean. Yes, I hope each day to earn coaching praises as I learn. I'll be an artist, wait and see. Ginger means the world to me.